Well, hello. This is an update of my journey to find my son. As you know, I left Kansas City at the very 1st of January this year, believing God was going to help me to find my son. And I want to stop right here and I want to thank one person in particular. His name's Travis Vaughn. Travis is the one who, when he heard my story about my lost son, immediately blessed me and said, I think you should go. He blessed me with enough to be able to get a ticket from Taiwan over to Vietnam and back. So I knew God had his hand on this when I received that blessing from Travis. Travis, thank you. I found my son. His name is Gary Bowie, and he lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Well, there's a whole lot to the story that I'd like to tell you. Most of it's going to come out in the BBC filming of the journey that I went to Vietnam. Needless to say, here's what happened. I went to Vietnam. There were miracles. You'll find out more about that when the documentary comes out. But when I left Vietnam, I left with 2 phone numbers that were no good. And so I felt like I was standing at the Red Sea. So I came home and I had these beautiful encounters and wonderful things that transpired, but I still hadn't found my son. And so I was saying, Lord, what am I going to do? And so I got online and I started emailing different Amer-Asian communities and organizations and studying all the things that happen, all the things that were provided by the United States, United Nations, the different churches that helped the Amer-Asian children come to America during the 80s and 90s. And I just, part of me was really heartbroken because I hadn't found my son yet. Well, a couple of nights ago, I started taking this information that I was learning and I put out a little email, a little message on my Facebook that said, did you know that out of all of these Amer-Asians who've come to America, 3%, less than 3% have actually found their fathers. And as you know, I'm looking at the Malachi 4, 5, and 6 project, Pursuing Love, which will be to pay for DNAs by those of you who decide to help me to invest in those DNAs to match up the fathers with the children. It's time. It's really time. So anyway, I put this message out. And it says, if you know an Amer-Asian, if anybody knows an Amer-Asian, would you pass this along and tell them to email me at my email address, which was pursuinglove1973@gmail.com. And then my last post was, God, there's 7 billion people on this planet. I don't know where my son is at. With God, or with me, it's impossible. With God, all things are possible. And I put this into your hands, and I went to sleep. When I woke up in the morning, I had a picture, a photograph of the back of a picture from Gary, and it was his mother's handwriting. And so from sending out this message post on Facebook that only 2 people looked at or liked, a number of them obviously looked at it, Gary sends me this little message that says, I hope you find your dad. And then personally, he messaged me the back of this. And I knew right away I'd found my son. I can't explain to you the emotion that started going through me when I realized that I was getting ready to meet a 40-year-old man whom I've never met before, who is my son. So if you want more information about that, you'll have to get on Facebook. I'll send a picture with this in the email I'm going to send out so you can at least see him. But here's the bottom line. His mother is in Vietnam, and I really feel like I need to go there. There's a lot of history behind it that I don't really want to share right now, but he's been separated from his mom for almost all these 40 years and doesn't know her very well. And I feel like I need to go and tell her I'm sorry and tell her there's that whatever love I had failed her, but there's a love from heaven that's bigger than us. And then the really big important thing is that I get the opportunity to go back and see my son in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He's married, a beautiful Vietnamese gal. Her name's Jenny. I have 2 I have 2 grandchildren I've never met, Brendan and Liana. I just really want to connect with them. So I'm asking you in this video if you would consider partnering with me to go to send Becky and I back to the States to meet my son in Albuquerque. The costs will run probably somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000. And if the Lord puts that on your heart, please let me know. I can't wait to meet him, but I am back here in Taiwan doing the work the Lord's called me to do. So would you pray about it? Would you pray about helping us out? And I thank you so much for all the prayers. Everybody's been supporting me. There's so many miracles that have taken place because of the prayers of the saints and my brothers and sisters. Thank you. God bless you. I hope to see you soon.